Hi and welcome to another Core and Flow here at Everyday Moves on Demand. Today we're going to be using blocks if you have them. These are just act as little props to help you kind of elevate off the floor. If you don't have blocks, that's fine. If you've got like some nice sturdy books, they might come in handy. Otherwise, don't worry about it. You don't need them. It's all good, just there as an option. We're going to start seated. So if you're already in a seated position, perfect, just stay where you are. And if you prefer to sit with the legs out in front, if cross-legged is no good for you, that's fine. Or if you want to kneel instead, feel free to do that. When you're ready, finding a comfortable seat and just closing down the eyes. And just letting your hands rest wherever they land. Feeling the sit bones in the lower body ground down into the floor. And as you feel the lower body grounding down, feel the length and space in the upper body, reaching the crown of the head gently towards the ceiling. Feeling tall and quite free in the upper body. Just take a couple more breaths here. Just noticing where your energy's at, how your body is feeling, how your breath is showing up. Take one more breath in and just let it all go. On your next inhale, let's reach the arms up overhead, big stretch. As you exhale, cactus your elbows and sort of puff your heart space up to the ceiling, squeezing your elbows down to your waist. And then inhale, big stretch. And then exhale, cactus the elbows, lift the heart. One more time, inhale, stretch up. And exhale, big cactus the elbows. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, start to cactus the elbows and turn to your right. Land your left hand on your knee or your thigh. Right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, tall through the crown of the head. And then exhale, go for that little twist, maybe a little bit further to your right. And then inhale, reach the right arm up and over. And exhale to find a big side stretch, opening the right side of the body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, land your hand behind you, find that rotation. Inhale, reach back up, turn the chest forward, and exhale, big side stretch. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hand lands down. Big reach up with that left arm back behind you. And I'm on my fingertips here. I'm going to push into the floor, squeeze your bum to open through the front of your pelvis. Squeeze the shoulder blades to open the heart space. Make sure you're breathing. One more breath in. And then exhale, slowly let your bum come back to the ground. Then we'll inhale, stretch up. Exhale, cactusing the arms and turning to your left. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, cactus the elbows. Right hand to left leg. Left hand behind the bum on the floor. Inhale to lengthen out of your lower back. And then exhale, maybe going for that little extra turn. Try to keep the hips even and pointing forward. Squeeze your shoulder blade to encourage that little rotation through the chest. Keep your right hand where it is and inhale, left arm up overhead. And then exhale over to the right. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, turn. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Exhale, land it down on the floor. Again, coming to fingertips. If that feels better for you, it feels better for me. But if you like having your hands flat, that's fine. And your next exhale, squeeze your bum, push the feet and the hands into the floor so you can squeeze your butt to push your hips forward. And then slowly releasing down. Roll over onto four-point kneeling, into four-point kneeling, into all fours basically. You want to have hands on the shoulders, knees under hips. So even now, this could be a spot where you pop your blocks under your hands. This might give you a bit more space for your neck. Totally optional though, of course. Let's go straight into our cat-cow. Dip the belly, lift your chest, lift your tailbone. And then exhale, scoop the belly and round through the spine. Inhale to arch, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades down and back. Exhale to round. 2 more. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. You're going to hold the round and tuck the toes. And then lift your hips high to find your down facing dog. I don't necessarily recommend doing this in socks, to be honest. But it's a bit cold here today. Anyway, I'll tough it out. Okay, so a little pedal of the feet. Maybe a sway of the hips from side to side. And then finding stillness here in your down facing dog. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale, press them down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. This time, inhale, lift your heels. Scoop your belly. And start to roll forward to find a plank. Take a breath. And then exhale, lift your hips high, finding your down dog. 2 more like that. Inhale to ripple forward. Exhale back to down dog. 1 more time, all the way forward. Remember, you're always welcome to bend your knees when you're coming into a plank. Push back to down dog. Take your right leg to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Nice and gentle here. Instead of having your hip turned open, see if you can turn your hips towards the floor and squeeze your bum to lift the back of your thigh and your heel to the ceiling. Beautiful. And then pull your knee in towards your chest. Shift your weight forward over your hands. And then inhale, sweep it back. 2 more like that. Exhale to come forward. Inhale, send it back. 1 more time, come forward. Press back. And then come forward. Hold it here. Really lift your back heel off the floor. Scoop your belly and try and lift your hips so you're pushing away from the floor. And then land your right foot down somewhere on your mat and just wiggle it up in between your hands. We'll drop the back knee down. Keep the toes tucked to kind of help with some balance. We'll inhale to reach up into low lunge. So here, squeezing your left butt cheek, watching you're not lifting your right hip up. You want to keep that hip nice and even so the pelvis is square. Take a big inhale to lengthen out of the lower back. And then exhale, turn to your right. Inhale back to center. This time, turn to your left and just squeeze your right butt cheek to keep your knee tracking over the toes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your right. And then inhale back to center, reach up. Exhale back to your left. We're going to hold it here. Inhale, reverse, so paint the ceiling with your right hand, left hand to left side. And then exhale, windmill your right hand down inside your right foot and left arm to the ceiling. Beautiful. So keep plugging your right hip crease back, keep squeezing your left butt cheek. Take one more breath. And then inhale, paint the ceiling one more time, flipping your right palm up and back. And then this time coming back to center, and then windmilling your left hand down, right hand up. Wrap the chest open. Try to hug your right knee in towards you so that you're not letting your knee fall out to the side. Take one more breath. Keep the back toes tucked so you can lift that back leg. Simple twist. Remember, you can always have your hand on your block here. Squeeze your left butt cheek, squeeze that left leg. One more breath. And then right hand back down to the floor. Sweep your right leg back into three-legged dog. And then bring the knee forward into the chest as you shift your weight forward, tiger curl. Take your knee across to your left elbow, and then across to your right elbow. And then across to the left, across to the right. Take it over to the left one more time. Land your foot down out to the side, keeping the leg straight-ish. And coming into full-on triangle. So strong through both legs, squeezing the shoulders, pushing the floor away. And then slowly left hand down. Right leg sweeps up and back. And then lower the foot to the floor. Pedal through your feet. And then we'll take the left leg to the ceiling. Three-legged dog. So remember, try to keep the hips square, flex your foot, heel pressing to the ceiling, bum squeezes. Then knee comes in towards the chest, we ripple forward into our tiger curl, lift your back heel. Inhale, sink it back. Two more. Exhale to come forward. Inhale, take it back. One more time. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Then we exhale, bring it forward. Lift that back heel, scoop the belly, try and smell your knee. And then step your foot down onto your mat. Drop the back knee. Keep the toes tucked. Then we inhale up into our low lunge. So squeezing the right butt cheek. Watch you're not dropping the right hip and lifting your left hip. Keeping the hips nice and square, nice and level. Next time you inhale, stretch up. And then as you exhale, turning to your left. Inhale back to center. And then we exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. We'll hold here, flip your front palm. Exhale as you reverse, sweeping that left arm up and over. And then we windmill the left hand down, either to a block or to the floor. And the right arm up to the sky. So pressing your left knee or your left thigh in towards the back of your left arm. Try and press evenly through the whole left foot. Check with the breath. Inhale one more time. Exhale, soften. And then inhale, we paint the ceiling one last time. Exhale, come back to center. And then just simply windmill the right hand down, left arm up. And then when you're ready, lifting your back knee to find your simple twist. Keep hugging your left thigh in towards you. And then left hand comes down to the outside of the foot. Sweep your left leg back, three-legged dog. Bring your knee back in towards the chest. Bring it across to the right. And then across to your left elbow. Across to the right. And then to the left. Across to the right and hold. Extend your leg out. And then maybe lifting the hand to the ceiling. Maybe you keep your hand down, that's fine. Take one more breath. And then right hand down. Left leg up. Three-legged dog. Land your foot back down. Take a little walk towards your hands. Inhale, let's take a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll roll all the way up. Big stretch up, squeeze your bum, open the heart, open the hips. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Cross your ankles and come to land on your bottom. Beautiful. From here, we'll sit up nice and tall, and maybe today if you've got your blocks, you pop a block just in between your thighs, just above the knees. Just one block, not both. Okay, so sit up nice and tall. Try to lengthen out of your lower back. And then as you exhale, scoop your belly and find your C curve. We're really rounding into the lower back. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, scoop it down. Gosh, I was really overdressed for the start of this class. Okay. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, lengthen. One more time. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, roll up. And this time we'll exhale, round through the spine, pull your belly right in towards the back of your body. Reach your arms out in front of you. Keep the elbows quite soft. Inhale to lengthen through the heart space, so opening through the chest. Keep scooping the belly. And then exhale, just turn to your right and reach the arm back. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn to your left. And back to center. One more time. Exhale to the right. Center. Keep scooping the belly. Left. And center. Keep rolling all the way down till you land with your back on the floor. Beautiful. Give your block a little squeeze in between the thighs here. Hands down by your side. So we're squeezing the block, inner thighs working. We're going to press through the feet, scoop your belly, lift your tailbone, so tilting your tailbone up, and then squeeze your bum, push through the feet to lift your bum off the floor. Any amount is fine. And then slowly roll back down. So having our block in between the thighs, just keep going, rolling up and down through these bridges or pelvic curls. So having the block between your thighs just allows you to keep that alignment so that the knees are pointing straight forward and not kind of wobbling around or opening out to the sides of the room. In this case, with the knees kind of pointing forward, you may find you feel like you're not lifting your bum as high as you maybe would without the block there, and that's fine. We're looking for the quality of the movement. It's not about how high or how big you can get these lifts to be. Really squeezing your bum to get that openness, not just through the front of the pelvis, but also down through the front of the thighs. One more time. We're going to lift up and hold this one. And then lift your right heel off the floor. So the toes are down, the heel is lifted. And then we just let the right butt cheek drop. Squeeze and lift. Let it drop. Squeeze and lift. Let it drop. And lift. It's a little lower. And when you lift your right hip up, you're kind of lifting it slightly higher than your left. So it's a little bit of a sway of the hips. We've just got 4. Squeeze your bum. Beautiful. Last 2. Last one, you're going to hold the lift. Lift your left heel, so now you're up on your tippy toes, and squeeze your bum to lift both hips up. Lower both hips down. Squeeze, lift, little lower. Squeeze, lift, little lower. Nice. Maybe the hands reach towards the sky. Belly still drawing in. We've just got 4, 3, 2. Last one. Beautiful. You can roll all the way down. Hands can come down. Heels come down. Lovely. All right, so we're going to roll ourselves up. When you're ready, press through the feet, squeeze your bum, lifting the hips, rolling the spine up. And then come to the tippy toes on the left foot. So heel is lifted on the left side. And we drop the left hip down, lift it up. Drop down, lift it up. So again, you're sort of finding a little bit of a slight angle on the pelvis. So you're sort of punching that left hip a little bit higher. Little lift. Little lift. Hopefully getting a nice little burn in the left butt cheek. Trying to keep the thighs drawing together. Watching you don't lose your block. Squeeze. Squeeze. We've just got 3. Last 2. Last one, we're going to hold the lift. Right heel lift, so you're back on the tippy toes. Let the hips drop. Squeeze, lift. Hips drop. Squeeze to lift. Just for 5. 4. Arms can lift to the ceiling. 3. 2. Last one. Hold the hips up. Lower your hands down. Lower the heels. And then slowly melt the spine until your bum is heavy on the floor. Take that block out and pop it off to the side. Let your hips sway gently from side to side. Beautiful. Let's get those legs moving a little more here. So you're going to take the right leg to the ceiling. That should feel quite nice, getting a bit of a stretch. If you'd like to stretch even more, grab the back of the leg and just gently hug it in towards the chest. And with the hands down by your side, let's go for a little circle of that right leg. Let's take it out to the right, down towards the floor, straight back up to the ceiling, over the hip, out to the right, down to the floor, straight up through center. So drawing like a capital D shape with your right toes. And then start to notice if your pelvis is kind of going for a really big rock around. Can you draw the belly in? Belly and bum squeezing to keep your hips nice and still. Watching this left knee is generally pointing straight up to the ceiling. Let's go for 2 more. Really pull the belly in, especially as your leg ventures over to the right. Last one. Lift it back up to the ceiling. Lower the right foot down. Lift the leg straight up. Maybe find that little stretch. And then when you're ready, we'll go for that circle. So left leg out to the side, down to the floor, straight up through center. So now you're mirroring that capital D shape. It'll be a capital D for someone if they were standing in front of you. And again, drawing the belly in. Press down through this right foot. Keep the knee somewhat still, pointing straight to the ceiling. Thinking about your abdominals drawing in towards the center of your body. Pelvic floor lifting up towards the center of your body as you draw this big half circle. Let's do 3. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. Hug both knees in towards your chest. It might feel nice to draw some circles with your knees. And then we'll finish here with a little series of 5 abdominal exercises. If you would like to have your head down for most of these, you can. Remember, you can always pop your head back down on the floor. But otherwise, we're going to exhale to curl up, tucking the chin, bringing your forehead towards your knees. Extend your left leg out long and hug your right knee in towards your chest. Pull the belly down towards your spine. Inhale to switch. Exhale to pull it in. Inhale, switch. Exhale, pull. Inhale. Inhale. 1 more each side. And then hug both knees into your chest. Inhale, arms open out, legs extend out. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull. Extra challenge, arms reach overhead. Exhale, pull. Inhale, open, belly pulling in. Exhale, pull. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull it in. Right leg to the ceiling. Left leg reaches out long. Scissors, we switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale, pull. Inhale, switch. Exhale, pull. Just for 5. For 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last one here. Beautiful. Both legs to the ceiling, hands behind the head. Let your head drop into your hands, supported by the arms. Legs together, maybe externally rotating. Heels together, toes apart. Let's lower the legs an inch or 2. Exhale, lift them up. Inhale, lower. Pull the belly in as you exhale up. Just for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful. Knees bend, crisscross. So it's similar to our single knee stretch, but now we're not grabbing our leg. We're pulling the knee in as the opposite leg extends and finding a little twist. If you want to have your head and shoulders down for this, you can. And you can just bend and extend the legs. Totally fine. Or you can go for a lift, but you keep the hand down. So as you curl up, you just keep that other hand down on the floor. And then switch. So it's kind of helping you to lift into that little oblique curl. Each time you curl up, pull the belly down to your spine. Trying to wrap the chest around. 1 more each side, to the right, then to the left. Come back to center. Hug the knees in and go for a little rock from side to side. Drop the feet down to the floor. Heel toe the feet out and just go for a little sway of the knees from side to side. And then when you're ready, hug the knees into the chest. Go for a little rock and roll along your spine until you come all the way up and over, back into 4-point kneeling. We'll tuck the toes. We'll lift your hips high to find down dog. And then go for a little walk towards your hands. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, roll it up, stretch it up to the ceiling. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And step your right foot back into a runner's lunge. Puff the chest forward as you inhale. Exhale, lifting up into your crescent lunge. Inhale, stretch both legs. Exhale, bend back into the front knee, maybe a little bend in the back knee. Puff the chest open, cactus the elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lunge. One more time. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, lunge. Beautiful. We'll sweep the arms back as you lean forward to find arrowhead. And then exhale up. Crescent lunge. One more time. Inhale to reach forward, sweep back. Exhale to lift. Inhale, reach forward, sweep back. Bring the right heel down as you open up the arms to find your warrior two. Now, if you're using blocks, make sure there's one handy just in front of your left foot. Beautiful. We're going to reverse our warrior. So sink deep into that front knee. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Flip your palm, reverse. Inhale, come up. Exhale, find side angle. So left forearm to thigh, arm reaching up and over. If you would like to take a bind, right hand comes behind the body. Take one more breath. Very gently unwind your bind and then lift yourself up, stretch that front knee, come into reverse triangle. Take a nice big breath, opening that left side of the body. Ground down through the feet as you come back up. So straight legs, straight arms. Lean forward with the chest, send your hips back, and then exhale to find your triangle, Trikhanasana. Wrap the chest open again. If you want to take a bind, go for it. Trying to squeeze your bum, lengthening your tailbone down. And then start to bend into your front knee with your hand coming to your block or to the floor. So we're going to start to move into half moon. So right arm to the ceiling. Hop your back foot in, maybe halfway. And then just gently start to press through that left foot. Flex the right toes. Squeeze your right butt cheek to lift that leg up, any amount. Squeeze your bum to open your hips forward. Looking down if that feels better for your balance. Maybe starting to stretch the left knee. Maybe keeping it soft is better for you. Maybe you're floating your hand away from the floor of your block. Barely drawing in both legs nice and strong. Take one more breath. And then land your right foot down. Turn your chest back to the front of your mat. Heel toe your left foot out. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Sink your bum down to find Malasana into your yogi squat. If you want your block underneath your bottom here, go for it. We're here just opening through the hips a little more. Maybe pressing your elbows into the insides of your thighs. Maybe squeezing your shoulder blades to open the heart a little more. And take one more breath. Land your hands down, lift your bum. Pop your block out of the way. Heel toe your feet back underneath your hips. Bend the knees and slowly roll yourself up, bringing your right knee with you to find a standing balance. Beautiful. Sweep the arms down and back. Step your right foot back to find a nice long arrowhead. And then bring yourself back upright, knee to chest, arms to ceiling. 2 more. We step back. Nice light landing on that right foot. And reach up to the ceiling, standing balance. 1 more time, press back. Lift up and hold. Just 2 times, let's flex the foot. Squeeze your right butt cheek to open your knee to the right. Bring it back to center. Squeeze to open. Bring it back to center. Reach your right hand towards your right foot. Drop your knee towards the floor. Little soften in your standing leg. Start to kick your right foot into your hand. Little tilt forward through that left hip. Chest stays lifted. Really push your foot into your hand. Press your hand back into your foot. Feel that opening you're getting through the front of your right thigh and hip. And take 1 more breath. Without slingshotting your foot, keep the chest tilting forward. Square the chest back off, arms reaching long as you land in that lunge. Inhale, stretch up to find Crescent Lunge. And then open to the side of your mat. Turn the toes forward. And go for a forward fold here with your wide legs. Exhale to soften a little deeper. Let your head drop down towards the floor. And then start to walk your hands around to the right side of your mat. Step your left foot in. Inhale, take a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Squeeze your bum, opening the front of the body. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, take that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And step your left foot back to find your lunge. Now, obviously, we're going to be facing the back of your mat, so always feel free to pull your block to the top of your mat now where we are. So we're bending the back knee, lifting the chest, lifting the arms, finding your Crescent Lunge. So nice and strong through the legs. Let's inhale, stretch both knees, reaching up through the crown of the head, through the arms. Exhale, come back into your lunge, find your lunge, and cactus your elbows, open the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bend. Beautiful. And then start to fold yourself forward, lengthen that back knee as you find your arrowhead. Then inhale, lift up, Crescent Lunge. Exhale, fold into arrowhead. 2 more like that. Inhale up. And exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold into your arrowhead, nice and strong through the legs. Then you're windmilling your left hand down as you drop the left heel, coming up into your warrior 2. So again, right butt cheek is now squeezing, opening through your right thigh. Come a little deeper into that front knee, really letting the sit bones kind of sink down towards the floor. Then we flip the front palm. Inhale to reverse your warrior. And then exhale to come up and over into side angle. So forearm to thigh, maybe taking your bind with that left arm wrapping back. Strong through both legs, really feel the feet pressing into the floor. Take 1 more breath. We unwind that arm. Inhale to press up, start to stretch that front leg. And then come into reverse triangle, really pressing through the feet, bum squeezing open through this right side. And then exhale, come up through center. Inhale, lean forward, send your hips back. And then exhale, fold into your triangle, Trikhanasana. I just like saying Trikhanasana. If you want to take that left hand back into a bind, go for it. Trying to wrap the chest open while sort of tucking the tailbone to feel the spine lengthen down through the tailbone. Giving your bum a little squeeze, feeling the thighs engage, belly pull in. And then we start to bend into that front knee, releasing that left arm back to the ceiling. Maybe grabbing your block if you're using it. We hop this back foot in about halfway, moving your block and your hand wherever you need to. Starting with a bent leg, I would recommend. Keeping the gaze down just for a little bit of stability and balance as you start to float that back leg. So squeezing your bum, pressing through both feet like you're trying to stand on the wall and the floor at the same time. Keep pulling the belly in, really trying to firm up the whole body so you're fully supported in this balance. Maybe you're floating your hand off the floor or your block. Maybe you're starting to straighten that standing knee. Keep squeezing that lifted leg. Take one more breath. And then slowly landing your foot back down to the floor. Turning your chest back to the top of your mat. Beautiful. From here, we're going to heel toe the right toes out. Step that left foot outside your left hand and sink your bum down wherever you want to come to in your yogi squat. Just take a few breaths here. Try to release any tension in the face or the jaw, the neck. One more breath. Remove your block if you popped it under your bum. Plant your hands down. Heel toe the feet underneath your hips. And then slowly roll yourself up, bringing your left knee with you. Beautiful. Arms reach up to the ceiling. And then we start to fold forward, bend into your front knee, shoot that back leg or that left leg back, land it down to a nice light lunge, arrowhead lunge. And then exhale, reach up, standing balance. Inhale, sweep it back, nice light landing on that back foot. Exhale, sweep up. One more time, we fold, send it back, land the leg. Exhale, lift up. Whew. Flex the left toes, and then just 2 times opening that knee out to the side. Bring it back. Squeeze your bum open. Bring it back. One more time. Let's open. Bring it back. Drop the left hand down to grab the inside edge of your foot. Knee points towards the floor. Maybe a little softening your standing leg. And then you start to fold at the hip. Kick your foot into your hand. Coming into dancer's pose. I forgot to name it earlier, but you might already know what it is. So you're trying to press your thigh up to the ceiling by kicking your foot into your hand. Really press your hand and your foot together. Chest stays open. Beautiful. One more breath. Without slingshotting the foot, release it back. Lift the hands and the chest up to find your crescent lunge. And then exhale, hands come down to the floor. Start to turn yourself back around to the side of your mat. Into your wide-legged forward fold, toes pointing straight forward. Let your head dangle. And then start to walk the hands back to the original top of your mat, around to the left. Step your left foot back, lift your hips high, down dog. And then start to bend the knees back down to the mat. Send your bum to your heels. Coming into your child's pose. Just let yourself sink down into the floor. Just taking a couple of breaths. And slowly walk yourself up. Turn to the side of your mat here. And we're going to let the knees go wide-ish. Bringing your forearms down in front of you here. Coming into a little frog pose. So this may be enough of an opening for your hips here. You want to have your knees in line with your hips. And then your heels or your ankles in line with your knees. And then you may want to come a little bit lower. Maybe your block is underneath your head. Maybe your hands are underneath your forehead. The trick here is to try and relax the head, the neck, the shoulders and the face as best you can so that you can allow your hips to sort of start to follow suit. It is quite a strong position to be in. So you can lighten the load by coming back to your forearms. And in this way, you're sort of resting yourself on your arms so you can let your head drop. And kind of encourage this passivity through the upper body, which hopefully in turn allows your hips to kind of, I don't want to say let go, but release perhaps a little easier. Just check that you're not clenching your jaw or furrowing your brow. Relax your tongue. Just take 2 more nice deep breaths in. And let it go. One more time in. And let it go. Now there's 2 ways to come out of this. You can wander yourself back. Bring the knees kind of underneath you and find a child's pose. Or you can simply just flop down forward onto your belly and just let yourself hang out there for a minute, maybe giving your bum a little wiggle from side to side. Whichever position you've chosen, just take another breath there. Then we'll all press ourselves up to a seat, simply to come onto our bums and to roll all the way down onto your back. And then again, if you would like your block, I'm going to press the feet down, lift your hips up, and bring your block underneath your sacrum. A cushion or a rolled up towel might also be handy here if you don't have a block. But you want your block right underneath the base of your spine, not in your lumbar spine, but right down on your bum, just to encourage this kind of passive supported slight inversion, hips a little higher than the heart, but also allowing this heaviness of the hips. So we're opening, we're releasing, but without much effort. So as your hips become heavier on whatever prop you're choosing to use, and it may just be your fists, just feel the shoulders and the back of the head sinking into the floor. Again, checking that you're not clenching anything that doesn't need to be clenched. In fact, nothing should be clenching here at all, really. Give the toes a wiggle, give the knees just a little shake around. And even give your bum a little wiggle from side to side.
Just being really gentle. This is a very vulnerable position, the front of the body open. Closing the eyes if you haven't already. Just allow the body to give way to gravity. And bring your awareness to your breath. And just gently give your hands a little wiggle. Before you lift yourself off your block, I want you to squeeze your bum and push through your feet really firmly here. Push the back of your head and the back of your shoulders into the floor so that you're just gently lifting your bum up enough to remove your block out of the way. Slowly releasing yourself back down onto your mat. Take your arms wide and just let your knees knock from side to side. And then very slowly let your legs come back to center. Let them just fall in towards each other so the knees are sort of knocking in to the center of the body. Just a little moment of internal rotation for the hips. And when you're ready, however you would like to, make your way up to a comfortable seat. Maybe with the eyes closed or with the eyes open is also fine. You can let your hands rest on your thighs, your knees, maybe bringing them together in prayer at heart center. Just taking a moment to think of something that you're grateful for today. Taking that feeling of gratitude with you into the rest of your day and into the rest of your week, wherever you may be joining us from. Remembering that whenever you are in gratitude, you are present in the now, free of fear, doubt, or any kind of judgment. Thank you so much for joining me for this flowing, slightly strong core and flow class today. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you next time.